Premier Doug Ford commented on the meeting between Carney and Trump this afternoon.
Ford expressed his support for the prime minister amid the ongoing trade war. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has the details.
There are some places that are never for sale.
The Prime Minister's Oval Office moment standing up for Canada gets kudos from the Premier of the country's biggest province.
I thought he did really well. It was very productive. He held his own.
Not discouraged by the President's repeating an assertion that the U.S. doesn't need Canadian goods.
I think it's a little bit of rhetoric that he's saying, but I think we're in a much better position now than we were before this meeting.
Still, there's no sign tariffs will be wiped away anytime soon. So Doug Ford's making good on a campaign promise to add $1 billion to a fund helping those in the skilled trades.
The workers being trained through this funding will get the skills and experience they need to build and protect Ontario, all while enjoying the dignity of a hard-earned paycheck.
The opposition leader thinks that's a good idea, but worries about where the Premier's focus on building is landing.
We saw the letter from the Premier calling this fantasy tunnel one of his priorities.
A tunnel for cars and transit under Highway 401 is a project the Premier has said could be flagged as a special economic zone, a tool the government's giving itself in Bill 5 to skip or streamline some planning steps for things like developing mines, major infrastructure.
They're going to help incentivize job creation to the province, and at a time when the President is trying to move jobs away from Canada, I would hope all political parties would stand with us.
But there are concerns about fast passes for groups the government deems to be trusted.
It's the Wild West. It creates opportunities for everyone to dispense with EAs and dispense with permitting. So it's a real concern. Where will the accountability be without those guardrails?
Warning the legislation sets the stage for another Greenbelt-style scandal.
We don't need to have special economic zones that sound a lot more like communist China than democratic Ontario.
Bill 5 is still making its way through the legislature, but the government's aim is to identify the first of these special economic zones by September. At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.